Torah Concept, New Testament, let us who are perfect press forward towards the mark. Okay, so Paul, he's saying in Philippians 3, verses 14 to 15, says, I press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. Let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded. Which this reflects the pursuit of spiritual maturity and covenantal purpose that finds strong conceptual parallels in the Torah. While the Torah does not use Paul's exact language, like press forward to the mark, it does establish a framework of covenantal striving, maturity and forward movement, moving forward in our divine calling. Okay, so covenant calling and moving forward examples. Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 through 4. Abraham, he's called to go forth and initiates the covenantal journey. Obedience to the divine call. Abraham is our example, right? Exodus chapter 3, verse 10 through 12. Moshe is called to lead Israel out of Egypt, which is a divine summons towards a redemptive goal. Deuteronomy 6, verse 5, it says, love the Lord your God with all of your heart, mind, and soul, etc. Okay, so this is total division as the mark of covenant fidelity and love, our love for God. In Deuteronomy 10, verses 12 to 13, it says, what does the Lord require of you? An ethical and spiritual striving as a covenantal response in our love for God. Okay, so these passages reflect the Torah's emphasis on movement towards a divine purpose, according to the scriptures, often required sacrifice, perseverance, and trust. The next example, spiritual maturity and perfection. Okay, so Genesis 17, verse 1, Deuteronomy 18, verse 13, Leviticus 19, verse 2. The next is the Hebrew term tamim in these verses is conceptually with Paul's use of the word perfect, okay? And in Philippians 3:15, denoting mature, complete, covenantal faithful individuals, right? And striving towards the goal. Okay, this is the next example. Exodus 13, verse 17 to 22. Numbers 14, verses 6 through 9. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verses 6 through 8. These passages reflect the Torah's motif of pressing forward, not merely geographically, but spiritually toward the fulfillment of the divine calling that we have in the Messiah and in the Torah. And Paul's exhortation in Philippians 3 is structurally consistent with these Torah themes of divine calling, spiritual maturity, moving forward toward the covenantal goal. Okay, so the Torah does not frame this as winning a prize, but it does present the covenantal life as a journey of obedience and growth and perfection, culminating in inheritance and divine fellowship, concepts that Paul interprets in the light of Christ, in the light of Mashiach, the Messiah, right? This